Please welcome Vice President of Global Buick, Duncan Aldred.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us and welcome to our Design Dome. Originally designed by the great architect Eero Saarinen. Like Saarinen, we believe in forward-looking designs that blend art and technology. The Avenir and Avista concepts beside me exemplify that belief and are already influencing our production models, and they'll continue to do so going forward. I can't wait to show you the new Enclave in just a week's time in New York. Also next week, we'll talk more about the Avenir sub-brand, a line of luxury models equally inspired by these concepts. That's why we chose this landmark venue for our program today. This is the center of global Buick design. This is where the magic happens. Today, it will also be where the new Regal is shown for the very first time globally. But before we get to the Regal, I want to talk about Buick's momentum internationally and right here in the US. Following that update and the reveal of the new Regal, you'll have ample opportunity to capture photos and video and meet with our product experts. While there's no embargo on anything said or seen today, we want to give you a head start on your stories because we really appreciate you being with us today. We'll have USB drives available with info and photos, which won't post on our media website until 7 o'clock tonight. We've assembled the right group of people here to help make today newsworthy and productive for you, including key members of our executive team. Joining us are Michael Simcoe, Vice President of GM Global Design, Helen Emsley, Executive Director of Global Buick and GMC Design, Mark Royce, Executive Vice President of GM Global Product Development, and Alan Beatty, President of GM North America, will also be joining us shortly. Mark Royce will also be sharing some of his thoughts with you a little bit later during the presentation. Now, Buick is on an unprecedented roll by every measure. 1.4 million sales last year, our most ever. 12.3% growth, outpacing the industry 3 times over. Year-over-year growth in every market we operate in. 2016 also marked our 7th consecutive year of international market share growth, and the 4th consecutive year we've established an all-time sales record. Today, Buick is the 4th largest luxury brand in the US, well ahead of competitors like Audi, Acura, Infiniti, and Lincoln. And we're the 3rd largest passenger car brand in the whole of the Chinese market. Since January 2016, we've introduced 5 new or significantly updated models, plus 2 concepts that capture our vision for the future. These concepts are indications of how well positioned we are for the future of our evolving business. To me, Buick is the smallest big car company in the world. And what do I mean by that? Well, we are quick, we're nimble, but we also have the scale and resources to move fast with quality and value. Electrification is a great example of that. In China, where the market demands new energy vehicles, our strategy is well underway. We recently launched the Velite concept car, which will pave the way for Buick's new energy vehicle lineup. We already sell the LaCrosse HEV in that market, and we'll reveal the Velite 5 E-Rev there next week. If and when the US market demands these technologies, Buick is well placed to respond. What the US customer does demand right now is great quality, reliability, service, and value. In these areas, Buick continues to excel. Here in the US, Buick is ranked among the top 3 in Consumer Reports' annual reliability study. Acura, 12th. Lincoln, 20th. And for the past 4 years, we've also held the title of Best Value Luxury Brand, according to Kelley Blue Book. Additionally, our sales and service reputation is top-notch. We also rank highest among mass-market brands in J.D. Power's Sales Satisfaction Index. And recently, we were recognized atop the Customer Service Index as well. We've established a strong track record with top 3 CSI finishes dating back 8 years and top 3 SSI finishes dating back 6 years. And in China, 3 of our models, the Excella GT, the LaCrosse, and the GL8, topped their segments in the 2016 China Automobile Customer Satisfaction Index, an annual study conducted across 58 brands. Those third-party rankings are incredibly valuable because they represent real customer data. And customers are at the heart of the decisions we make. Across all global markets, customer data also tells us that Buick owners appreciate value. That's why we put such a heavy emphasis on the idea of attainable luxury. Our customers deserve the best design, the best connectivity, the best experience, all at the right price. And with Buick, they get it. So, how did Buick get to our current standing in the marketplace and with our customers? By evolving along with customer preferences to remain modern and relevant. By being nimble and responsive to emerging trends. By taking smart risks, seeking white space opportunities, and filling those spaces with compelling new products. Just look at China. We saw an emerging marketplace there and established ourselves before anyone else. And 8 million sales later, we are stronger than ever. On the product front, consider the original Enclave, an SUV that offered improved efficiency and road manners combined with the same interior space as our truck-based competitors. Buick dominated the market when we introduced it, and the industry were quick to follow. And Encore, which seemed like a risky move for an established brand like Buick, but now it's sold more than 500,000 units globally. And again, the industry is playing catch-up. Those smart bets, backed by the kind of scale that allows these moves to quickly pay off, have fueled our momentum. Let me illustrate what I mean by scale. Here in the US market, we lead our core competitive set, ahead of Audi, Acura, Infiniti, and Lincoln. Now expand that out to China, and you'll see why our international success is so important to us. That scale brings more diversity of design and engineering thinking, more extensive quality testing, and the ability to make important business cases for exciting new products. Now, you look at this graph, and I know what some of you are thinking because you've asked me about it many times. And yes, it's true. We sell a lot more Buicks in China than we do on this side of the Pacific. But to fully understand the Chinese automotive market, it's important to understand China's macroeconomic trends. As you may know, China became the world's largest vehicle market back in 2009, amid rapid growth over the previous 20 years. In fact, 17 times as many vehicles were sold there in 2016 than back in 1996. 2016's total sales amounted to 28 million units, making China 50%, yes, 50% larger than the US market. Those who got in early, like us, have benefited more than others. Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, Hyundai, BMW, and Audi are other brands with greater sales in China than here in the US. As we do in the US, we sell regional products for China that cater to the local market dynamics. Here are the Buicks we sell internationally. Adjusted for the overall size of each market, the difference isn't as big as it seems on paper. One thing you may not realize is we sell more Encores in the US than we do in China, and many, many more Enclaves. In China, we sell far more Envisions. It's actually the top-selling SUV from any international brand. Locally in China, there are a number of Buicks that we don't sell here in North America. One example is the Exceller GT, the industry's top seller in its segment. These models amount to more than 700,000 sales a year, or half of our total Buick brand volume. In the end, we are well placed in the two most important and profitable auto markets in the world. Now, there's been another player in Buick's ability to bring products to market at the right time, and that's Opel. In recent years, we've co-developed some of our products. The two brands have some shared values and no market overlap, so it made sense and has been a successful exercise that's benefited our businesses and our customers. That partnership played a key role in rapidly growing our portfolio and shifting brand perception from where it was before we launched the last Regal here in America. But since that introduction, we've come such a long way. Since 2010, we've doubled our global volume. So in essence, we've nearly added an Opel's worth of sales to the Buick brand. And that's why I've talked so much about scale. Today, Buick stands tall on its own. The sale of Opel will have no impact on the fresh new lineup Buick is building out. So, we've talked about Buick as a modern, nimble, customer-focused brand. We've talked about China, and we've talked about Opel. But what about the market you follow most closely, right here in the US? Buick's led in a lot of ways here, including being the first premium brand with built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi as standard, and now the first with an unlimited data plan, which our customers are already loving. And Buick was also the first premium brand with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Earlier, you saw our latest TV spot, which started airing during the Final Four this past weekend. Who had the Tar Heels winning their bracket, by the way? Anyone? That spot highlights the fast-paced product cadence driving our growth, showing the 4 new products we launched just last year. We'll have to make a new one soon because there's more to come. In fact, by the 4th quarter of this year, Buick will have the freshest, most modern lineup in the entire industry, with every model less than 21 months old. So, how well do you think you know Buick? Let me take you through the US lineup, and this exercise will end with a new Regal on this stage, the Enclave. It all started here, car-like efficiency and handling from an SUV. You've heard it a million times now, but we pioneered it in 2008 when it was first introduced. Next week in New York, we'll show you an all-new Enclave that takes everything customers love about their vehicles, amps that up, and adds more luxury touches and new innovations. I really hope you'll all be there to share it with us. When the Encore was introduced for 2013, some people thought it was risky for Buick to launch a small SUV. We sold 35,000 in North America that first year, but that quickly grew to nearly 90,000 sales in 2016. Encore also attracts 56% of its US customers from other brands and has led its segment in Kelley Blue Book's 5-year cost to own awards for every year of its eligibility. While our competitors are scrambling to get into this segment, the fastest growing space in the market, we doubled down with a major update for 2017, keeping the design fresh and modern and the connectivity features at the head of the class. Now, customer response to these two segments has been remarkable, but we recognized a growing demand for a third SUV, positioned directly between the Encore and the Enclave. With Envision, we answered that demand, and with our global resources, we had the right vehicle in market in record time. Envision is modern, forward-thinking with spirited and efficient performance from a 2-litre turbo engine and our intelligent all-wheel drive system. A super smooth ride and whisper-quiet interior. Envision was named Buick's first IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus, and also joined the rest of the lineup with the NHTSA 5-star safety rating. US customers have bought more than 21,000 Envisions since last summer, with a higher average transaction price than that achieved by Acura. While SUVs are important, convertibles are just plain fun. Last year, we sent a message about our brand confidence by adding one, the Cascada. This is a unique segment you just can't join without first having a strong core business. The Cascada exceeded our sales expectations with more than 7,000 sales in 11 months last year, and that was enough to outsell the Audi A3 convertible and the Audi A5 convertible combined. This is the only convertible with a NHTSA 5-star safety rating, and it's packed with features that make the Cascada a joy to drive in any weather. Things like a seatbelt concierge and a triple insulated acoustic roof, keeping the cabin warm and quiet. Now, that brings us to the LaCrosse, our fourth new introduction in 2016 and the flagship of our lineup. The new LaCrosse pushes Buick further in terms of dynamics and luxury. LaCrosse offers sleek, modern design and technology at the forefront of the industry. LaCrosse offers what Lexus doesn't. Things like industry-leading connectivity and all-wheel drive. Not just any all-wheel drive, but Buick's intelligent all-wheel drive system. LaCrosse is the most technologically advanced car we've ever produced, and it reinforces what attainable luxury means for Buick. This is our lineup as we arrive at today's reveal. 4 new products in just over a year, with more on the way. I'm truly excited about Buick today, and even more excited about where the brand is heading. What's our next move? Taking a hard look at the mid-size sedan segment and finding new ways to stand out. More of the same won't sell in this segment, but then again, it's also not the Buick way. Remember, we have the entrepreneurial spirit of a small car company and the scale of a large one. So we're doing something different. The new Regal Sportback, as we're calling it, offers customers sleek, sporty, coupe-like design, the spirited performance of a premium sports sedan, and unexpected versatility, all in one sophisticated package for a perfect balance of form and function. It's an ideal match for today's independent, open-minded customers interested in a car that projects passion and personal style. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to introduce the 2018 Buick Regal Sportback.
Well, thanks, Duncan, and hello, everybody. I'd just like to echo what Duncan said and thank all of you for being here today. We really appreciate it. Now, before I tell you about this brand new Regal Sportback, I'd like to offer some quick thoughts on the Buick brand. Now, some of you may know I'm a Buick guy from way back. The brand is very close to my heart. I started my career at Buick, and I spent a number of years up in Flint when it truly was Buick City. I've always been a huge fan, and obviously I've been very excited to participate in the barrage of Buick product introductions in recent years. Buick now has the strongest and most versatile lineup it has ever had, bar none. The best Buicks that have ever been made are being made right now. You've heard about how Buick has turned its lineup so quickly, and you've seen how it's a brand dedicated to trying new things, like the Cascada and like the Encore before that. Not only has it made an impact on the global marketplace, it's also caused a stir right here inside of General Motors. We have young designers and young engineers across product development who are clamoring to work on the Buick brand. In fact, we looked at a lot of the new things in the VR room today, and it was just fantastic. With their enthusiasm and eagerness, they remind me of when I was just starting out. Except I know they dress a lot better than I did when I was programming robots in Buick City. It's easy to see why they want to contribute. Buick is a fast-growing and very exciting brand, both in our portfolio and in the overall industry. And that's only going to continue. With new models like this Regal Sportback on the way, as well as the new Enclave due in New York next week, I think you're going to love that, things are only going to get even better. I can tell you the new Regal Sportback handles superbly on the road. We drove it here just last month in its final form. And it's great looking as well, thanks to those designers I mentioned. The hallmark of Buick design today is, in fact, sculptural beauty. I think this car achieves that. And I believe it will make an immediate visual, emotional connection with our customers. They'll look at it and they'll see a sleek, coupe-like design that will draw them in for a closer look. Then they'll get inside and they'll see the premium materials, they'll relax in the welcoming seats, and they'll enjoy all the features that they could ask for, like the latest in connectivity, infotainment, and yes, comfort. Then they'll drive it, and that will seal the deal. It has Buick's characteristic quiet and comfort, along with an incredibly responsive 2-liter turbo mated to an incredibly quick shifting 9-speed automatic, perfectly integrated. It includes industry-leading safety features like lane keep assist and lane departure warning, front pedestrian braking, and the innovative new active hood, a first for the brand, which offers extra pedestrian protection, another example of excellence in engineering. So let's get to the elephant in the room. I get asked all the time if there's still an opportunity in the car segments of our industry. My answer is absolutely. There's no denying car sales have slowed, and trucks, crossovers, and SUVs are holding sway in the market today. But last time I checked, mid-size sedans were still in the 3rd largest segment in the industry. So it's not like nobody buys them. There are sales to be had out there. In fact, there are more than 3 million retail sales per year to be had out there. And the way to get to them is to be the absolute best. But even when you're the best, you have to get noticed. And to get noticed, you have to stand out. And that's where the Buick's desire to be different comes in. That's where the Sportback and Regal Sportback comes in. We have a great new vehicle, and we have made it different. We have something that broadens our appeal of our car versus others in the segment. This new model's Sportback rear cargo access gives customers more flexibility than a traditional trunk. Now, when you're a buyer in this segment, you see a choice that has that extra versatility that others lack, one that has available all-wheel drive, the great looks, and the terrific ride and handling balance. And I mean, it is sweet. And the other features I've just described, I think that will make a tremendous difference. I think many potential buyers will shop this new Regal Sportback and conclude it is the car for them. And maybe still other buyers will look at it and think, well, they like it a lot, but they had something slightly different in mind. Well, we have a vehicle for them too. And I'd like to show it to you right now. Well, isn't it gorgeous? Remember how we mentioned that Buick is a brand that tries new things and explores new segments. This is the Buick Regal TourX, and it's the latest bold move by the brand, one of those smart risks that Duncan mentioned earlier. I couldn't be more excited to have a vehicle like this in Buick's lineup. It's something we've wanted for years, and now finally it is here. It's capable and it's versatile, and it's the perfect blend of sedan and SUV. In fact, what we call crossovers today aren't literally a crossover like we're talking about today. This is literally a crossover. And it's perfect for those who want the best of both worlds, the premium comfort and efficient performance of a car and the utility and versatility of an SUV. Now, it rides a bit higher. It's 3.4 inches longer and has 73.5 cubic feet of useful cargo space behind the front seats. That's more than the Volvo V60 Cross Country, the Audi A4 Allroad, and the Subaru Outback. It also features a hands-free power liftgate and accessory cargo rails, and has the usual host of active and passive safety features, including our newest intelligent all-wheel drive system as standard equipment. Now, this all-new all-wheel drive system, the same one in the Sportback model, is also available in the Buick Envision and LaCrosse. This innovative system uses 2 clutches at the rear wheels for seamless, smart torque distribution. It relies less on braking to maintain maximum performance and efficiency, and it helps maintain stability and control in all circumstances and conditions, not just in rain and snow. So Buick, a leader in all-wheel drive technology, offers it across the entire portfolio except in our Cascada convertible. And as Duncan said, that's just purely for fun. And the latest offering is right here in the Regal TourX. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new Buick. It's what Buick is and where Buick is going. It's a great example of why Buick attracts more conquest customers than any GM brand. And it's emblematic of the kind of excitement Buick will offer as it continues its new vehicle rollout, with a dozen more to come globally by 2020. So I really look forward to sharing those with you when they arrive. And with that, I'd like to have Duncan and Helen and the team join me here and invite you to come closer up and take a really good look at these 2 wonderful new additions to the Buick portfolio. Thank you very much.
And I want you to be mine.